and they got forced to do vaccines in the mass and both didn't even work, they did work. As evidenced by the fact that much fewer people are dying of the disease now. Fewer people are getting the disease now. If you get a vaccine, you're much less likely to catch COVID. What's even happening here? I guess we're talking about pop culture and victim complexes. But like everything that people said about like the COVID vaccine on the left, like transmission rates will go down, cases will go down, the amount of people that die will go down, et cetera, et cetera. Those things happened. Notice that literally none of the things that conservatives said about COVID ever happened. Like, oh, they're going to continue to make us use our vaccine passports forever. They're going to take away all the freedoms that they've taken away for all these lockdowns. They're going to just like continue blah, 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 blah. The state is taking too much power, blah, blah, blah. But without any revolution, without anything like that, blah, 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 things opened back up. Nobody got, prion disease or prion or however you say it, prion diseases from the vaccines. There were no nanobots in there. People aren't dying of myocarditis all over the place. It seems like there might be some sort of like mental disconnect between the actual reality that we live in and what conservatives feel like they're being persecuted over. Suicides went up. Does anybody dispute that? Businesses took a hit. Yeah, those are things that nobody contested. Nobody said that businesses wouldn't take a hit. And just to be fair to the conservatives, even though I think that you guys are mentally ill, like mental illness has been on the rise for a long time, and it's mostly left-leaning people. So, like, to y'all's credit, yeah, mental illness has gone up, but like, I feel like the kinds of mental illness are different are like, if you look at which demographic you're looking at. If you're looking at liberals, it's usually like anxiety disorders, depression, and shit like that. With conservatives, their mental illness is just like a total break from reality that's lasted like 8 years. Sure, I just didn't feel like getting into that, but no, mental illness diagnosis is on the rise, not mental illness. Yes, that's true. What's being diagnosed ain't real mental illness anyways. That could be true, but I didn't want to get like deep into the weeds on like that specific point when we're talking about something broader. Taking conservatives' reactions to the vax will stop COVID, therefore you must vax, and saying that they reacted that to claims. Wait, hold on. Am I having a stroke? Taking conservatives' reactions to the vax will stop COVID, therefore you must vax, and saying that they reacted to claims that vaccine will slow transmission. I'm sorry. Retype it. I read your thing, but if it's getting flagged, I'm being very careful with my Twitch platform now. All right. On that note, stand with St. Gina. I'm out. Time to get some college football in before paneling. Catch you later, man. Being over careful is the way. Yeah, I've learned that. I've learned my lesson. You were taking conservatives' reactions to the insistence that vaccine will be mandated because it will stop transmission, and applying that to the much later claims that vaccine will merely slow transmission. Oh, I remember now. It's impossible to have a conversation with a conservative about this because nobody in the entire world of medicine has ever said that a vaccine is 100% effective. We talked about herd immunity, and everybody seems to understand the concept of herd immunity. But like slowing transmission to a stop is possible. We're not going to kill the virus of COVID, but you can, when I say to a stop, I mean like essentially to a stop. When we're looking at like hundreds of thousands of people a day catching COVID and that being reported on, and then like now it's down to less than 1,000 reported cases. Well, actually, right now I think there's an uptick. COVID. COVID. I just want to see. This is all over the world. Oh, don't be paywalled. CDC COVID tracker. Republicans' excess death rate spiked after COVID-19 vaccines arrived, a study says. Wait, where's the graph? Oh, okay. It scrolled me all the way down. Oh, hold on. Can we go? This is 2023 to 2024. Select all. Well, thank you. Okay, so this is 2020 to 2021. Damn, this is okay. So what month was this? 1/9/2021. When did the COVID vaccine come out? Vaccinations in the United States began on December 14th, 2020. Set up program. Okay. So it started in December. We can see a little downtick. This is going to be the surge right after the holiday rush. And then as people start taking it, holy shit. Holy shit. It's almost like vaccines might help. And then spring break happens. Cases rise. But then after that spike, cases went down until people started going around for summer vacation. And then it rose back up. But you can see that even at like the tallest peak the next year, we still weren't even as bad as, well, like we hadn't been that bad since November of the year before. COVID research, hey, I'm pro COVID. Okay, I think it's real. I think it's a real disease. I think that the vaccines work. I'm pro COVID vaccine. I'm anti COVID. Okay, let me make that clear. The virus. All right, how's everybody doing in chat? I've been ignoring chat a little bit so that I could focus on topics. Look at how they counted Republican, though. Oh, well, let me look at, what does it say? Look at how they counted Republican. Well, how did they count them? What's wrong with how they counted it? Conservatives didn't argue that vaccines slow down transmission? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. This is just straight gaslighting, or you're really stupid and you do not know, or you have like the memory of a goldfish. You can't remember what happened back then. But let me tell you, every conservative that I argued with was telling me that the vaccines don't even work, that they're the clot shot, that they give you myocarditis, that they will give you prion disease because of some mutation in the proteins that they're giving you, that it's mutagenetic in its nature. Oh yeah, it had 5G nanorobots in it. Yeah, that's true. Name names then? Or like for all the like small streamers that I argued with back then? I'm sure that, well, actually, I don't know if I posted any COVID debates that I had on YouTube because of the worry that it would get me banned on YouTube. Small streamers, okay, nobodies. Where do you think that these dumb, idiot, low IQ, subhumanly unintelligent, man, I have to like slow down. I'm on Twitch. I can't say the things that I want to say. These very unintelligent people, where do you think that they got their marching orders? Where do you think that they got their talking points from? You think that they came to the conclusion by themselves? I know Project Veritas was one of like the big organizations that tried to fake this claim that people were dying all over the place, and then it got outed that they were just completely lying with someone that was completely unqualified to even make that statement. But speculation, it was like the broader online media space, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're triggering the out of me. You're wrong. Everybody was saying this. I saw there were every single debate that happened in that COVID era, like whether it's with Rob Noor, which I don't know how far his claims went. I'm pretty sure he said that the vaccines did not work. I'm pretty sure that like Andrew Wilson, when he wasn't streaming on YouTube, was making those same arguments. I'm pretty sure that like the Alex Joneses of the world, and you can say, oh, it's Alex Jones. Like fully like 50% of the Republican Party believes everything that Alex Jones says. Daily Wire, I think people like Matt Walsh made claims like that. I don't know if Ben Shapiro did, because I never really reacted to Ben Shapiro on my stream. Online idiots spouting shit? Yeah. And all of the people around like the MAGA movement who were like spreading those lies too? With the sole exception being like Trump and his like immediate circle, because he wanted to take credit for it, but everyone in his audience was so anti-vax after all of the stupid misinformation that you people believed, that when he said that, oh, look at this great, the Project Lightspeed, it was so good, it worked so good, and then he got booed by his own crowd because he said that he was the one that did that made the vaccine. You guys didn't believe that it worked, but now you want to pretend that you guys were like, oh, well, let's talk about the nuances. It just didn't reduce it enough for it to be worth the myocarditis. No, nobody was making that argument. And if they were, it's because they were in front of a very big television, camera, and they had to couch their words a little safer. Tucker Carlson, I don't remember what exactly Tucker Carlson said about it. I wouldn't doubt that Mr. Carlson, Ingram, and guests on their programs have said on the air that vaccines could be dangerous, that people are justified in refusing them, and that public authorities have overstepped in their attempts to deliver them. Door to door to try to persuade the reluctant to get shots. I want more quotes. Vaccine resistance was greater among Republicans than Democrats. Among Republicans who watched Fox News, 45% that they were hesitant or unwilling to get a COVID-19 shot, compared with 68% of viewers who watched the niche right-wing channels Newsmax or One American News Network. On his Wednesday program, Carlson went after colleges that have required students to be vaccinated before they return to campus. They shouldn't get the shot. It's not good for them. There's risk involved, much higher than that of COVID, but colleges are forcing them anyway. Compared the campus precautions to almost this apartheid-style open-air hostage situation. I don't want to hear about the great replacement stuff. Brett Baer, the chief political anchor on Fox News, said in an Instagram post that he was grateful for the shot. In May, the host of Fox and Friends spoke on air of their relief at getting vaccinated. Did they change their tune? Despite everything the experts either got wrong or lied about, they still think that parents should trust them and inject their kids with an experimental drug to prevent a disease almost none of those kids will ever get sick from. I want them to expand on what they were saying about the risks. Because the risks that they were saying were just buck wild.
More than 365 million COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in the U.S. as of the end of August. The vast majority of the reported side effects.
Yeah, COVID has a higher chance of causing myocarditis than the vaccine does, but that doesn't matter because, the Democrats are trying to get us to take vaccines? Huh. And the conservative mind is just whatever the other side does, we have to be against it no matter what, even if it's in their own best interest. Even if it's something that they would normally do. They took people were going to animal feed stores to get ivermectin. And then they overdosed on the ivermectin and started shitting out their insides and had to go to the hospital because they were so scared of the vaccine. Matt Walsh, and I keep on pinning messages by accident because I highlight what I read. If their biggest complaint was that, well, that didn't stop transmission, it only slowed it down significantly, then that's, number one, a weak argument, and number two, it's a weak argument, and it doesn't, give anyone any good information. You're slowing it, if you get to a target like herd immunity, at a certain point, you're going to stop transmission basically in its tracks. Compilation? Oh, thank you.
If you don't take the shot that Joe Biden wants you to take, then Joe Biden is going to have to shut the country down again. The administration would like you to take this vaccine. Joe Biden told you last week, if you don't, you can't celebrate the 4th of July. No socially distanced barbecues for you, buddy. You're going to have to eat your hot dogs alone inside. What if you don't want to get vaccinated? Not everyone does. It's arriving in small bottles, but with a glitzy entrance. Have a vaccine and a smile. Just do it. How are the rest of us supposed to respond to a marketing campaign like this? Well, nervously. Whatever you do, don't say this is social control. Because if you do, the richest and most powerful people in the world will act in perfect coordination to shut you down immediately. It all seems a bit much. It feels false.
He tried to take credit for everything that Donald Trump did on COVID-19.
How effective is this coronavirus vaccine? How necessary is it to take the vaccine? Don't dismiss those questions from anti-vaxxers.
I'm actually beginning to have doubts. I've been telling my friends I'm going to get the vaccine.
I'm actually curious. Estimating the size of anti-vax and vaccine-hesitant populations in the UK, US, UK, and Canada. Using original survey data collected in the US, UK, and Canada, we also show that these classes are strongly associated with SARS-CoV-2 vaccination intent and perceptions of the efficacy and safety of COVID-19 vaccines, suggesting that attitudes about vaccines to fight the novel coronavirus pandemic are well explained by latent vaccine and blah, blah, blah. More specifically, we find four substantive classes of vaccine attitudes: strong, supporters with concerns, vaccine hesitant, and anti-vax, as well as, that's 5, right? 1, 2, 3, no, 4. And anti-vax, as well as a fifth measurement error class. The strong anti-vax sentiment class is small in all 3 countries, while the strong supporter class is the largest across all 3 countries. Oh, I guess let's scroll down to the no degree. Hesitant and anti-vax would be about 36%. With a degree, it's about 16, 17%. Jesus Christ. 28 plus 17. So 5, 45, 46, 7, almost 50%. Almost 50% of very conservative people are either vaccine hesitant or anti-vax now. If you're very conservative. If you're just conservative, about 35, 36, 37%. Party Republican. Jesus. That's depressing. Wait, where's the US? Oh, I was looking at the US. I thought that was all countries. The value of this data is heavily discounted when we don't know the physical health of the people. What are you talking about? This is just what their attitudes are towards vaccines. What does their physical health have to do with their attitude towards vaccines?
Half of them agree and the other half think I'm absolutely nuts.
And then there's this, something a guest said on Laura Ingram's show that was apparently so good she felt the need to tweet it out afterwards. Quote, "You are becoming guinea pigs in a huge gene experiment conducted on humans." She put that out into the world.
What about this vaccine? Why are Americans being discouraged from asking simple, straightforward questions about it? Questions like, how effective are these drugs? Are they safe?
Those questions were the subject of 2 8-hour-long Zoom meetings publicly televised by the FDA where they went through the data. These are not hidden. And Tucker Carlson knows this. Obviously, Tucker knows there are really...
Because it would be way more telling if we saw a split of the fat versus fit respondents. Zolo, explain to me, are you saying that fat people are more or less likely to be anti-vax than fit people? Because that would have to be a different study. This is talking about the age range and the ideology of people. And based off of those cohorts, or like looking at the general anti-vax sentiment in different cohorts of age and political affiliation, what does their physical health have to do with any of that? Conservatives tend to be more overweight. I don't know if that's true. So I would guess that the anti-vax sentiment would be disproportionate in the overweight population. I don't know how we would, yeah.
easily accessible answers to these questions about the vaccines. He's not stupid. He just thinks his audience is.
This is the kind of, because, okay, well, I guess there's like literally no reason to look at any data because we haven't looked at literally every single possible subgroup that these people could be. Do you think that people that prefer Pepsi over Coke, I think that like maybe the Coke fans are more anti-vax than the Pepsi fans. But because that isn't included in this study, we can just throw out all of the data. It's not useful at all. It's not helpful. It doesn't give us any useful information because it's not telling us whether or not the Pepsi fans or the Coke fans are more anti-vax.
I would recommend it, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly.
They looked at the data. They found it to be safe and highly efficacious, about 95%, and even more efficacious against serious disease.
Fox viewers are guinea pigs in a huge disinformation experiment conducted on humans. And Americans, whether they are Fox viewers or not, will pay for it with their health or their livelihoods or their lives because no price is too high for Fox to right its rating ship.
Oof. Nah, Tron, I think we're good on that. I think this is also a good end to this segment. I don't think that we need to say anymore. Why red states suffer greater obesity? This is anecdotal data, but pretty accurate. But a lot of Caribbean islands are near 90% refusing the vaccine, not even hesitant. Well, man, that's crazy. It's too bad that the study that we were looking at was focusing on the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. I don't care what's going on in the Caribbean islands. If they want to be weirdo anti-vaxxers, then they can be weirdo anti-vaxxers. Yeah, speaking of shilling, hey guys. Where's my channel? Hey guys, check out my channel on YouTube. All right, go subscribe to it. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the live stream. Look at all of these genocide debate versus infrared. Oh, you actually did publish it? The second infrared debate. I don't think it was that entertaining. But you guys let me know from the vault. This is my channel. I talk about politics. I am a political science student. working towards getting my degree. I am working on becoming a more compassionate person. I did a good job of that for a while, and then I lost it. And I'm trying to find the compassion again. Okay, because I love all people, but right now it's becoming hard. All right. I used to live in Texas. I just moved across the entire country. So this is my only source of income. So if you guys want to help a brother out by using, I don't know, like the Prime Submarino, all right, I would really appreciate that, especially since this is the last day of July. If you guys want to help me out and help a brother out who is unemployed, looking for work in a state that he's never even been in, hook a brother up. Use that donation link. Use that sub button. Let's go. Left the promised land for Hobo Land number 2.